everyone, my name is Michael Bushman and welcome back to Reverse 1999. We are nearing the end of this chapter, and will we see more? Will we have some extra chapters to deal with, or will this be the end of the saga here in this particular storm? So let's not waste any more time, let's hop right into it.
Ha! Fresh air, green grass, the dew, the mud. This is what I'm talking about. A better world.
They kick the muddy ground with their boot in ecstasy. Mud splatters on the Foundation staff member's jacket, but he remains professional and does not bat an eye.
Researcher Medicine Pocket, I must remind you that we are at the edge of the immunity zone to the storm. Once we cross the line, we will not only catch the storm syndrome, but also be taken by the storm at the end of the countdown.
The entrance of the Foundation headquarters is bustling with personnel. As the storm approaches, a long line of field investigators has formed at the gate, waiting to pass through security. Medicine Pocket groans. They spread their hands in frustration, clearly unhappy with how the skilled staff... Oh god. Clearly unhappy with how skilled the staff member is at avoiding confrontation. Yeah, I mean, that's Medbach for you.
I know that. How stupid do you think I am? Hey, isn't that Rudolph? The poor guy sent to Tunguska? Hey man, how was Siberia? Welcome back. Did you bring me any new research materials? Oh, you don't recognize me? You're breaking my heart. It's me, your best friend that you just met, Medicine Pocket.
You know, knowing what Medpoc is, not even like who Medpoc is, what she is, or they are, rather, she acts like a dog. More often than not, she acts like a dog. They're cute in that aspect, and but just, you know, the more you get to know her, the more you get to know them, the sharper their tongue gets. So you just have to keep that in the back of your mind as you interact with Medpoc. Medicine Pocket's attempt to approach the line is quickly thwarted. The staff member has to practically yank them by their arms and legs.
Researcher, I must make clear that you only applied for 15 minutes outside for research purposes. Your countdown starts from the moment when you cross this line.
Okay, safety first, I know. Get off me, you're hurting my arms.
Medicine Pocket struggles desperately and finally manages to plant all four limbs back on the ground.
I'll bounce as soon as the storm syndrome hits. Even if I catch it, look at the syndromes of this era. Distorted faces, murderous intentions, obsession with war, rampage. What's got you so worried? They aren't that bad. Well, the melting faces part is kind of gross.
The staff member responds with a blank expression. Medicine Pocket shrugs. They kneel down and open up a leather case. 1 week is more than enough for a genius like them to upgrade an old apparatus. This is the second version of the sampling device for asymmetrical nuclide R, boasting improved sensitivity compared to its predecessor.
I really wanted to test this in Vienna. Oh well, better than nothing. Alright, now, I'm gonna walk a little further from the immunity zone so the samples are easier to gather. The ideal distance is 1,500 kilometers, but, oh, don't worry, not gonna do that. Even I can't run that fast.
Jesus Christ, don't tempt death like that, Medpoc. Come on. They hold the sampling device in their hand and step across the boundary. Behind them, the staff member starts his timer, a skeptical look on his face.
Now behold, the important moment. When I prove the dorks in Laplace wrong about asymmetrical nuclide R.
The room is as dark and dusty as Enigma last saw it, but to him, it's a sanctuary. The towering piles of files and outdated equipment immediately isolate him from the rest of the world. Finally, he is back in his fortress.
Now, hypothetically, if the storm research were to succeed, two things should have been done.
He scribbles quickly on the dusty whiteboard. 1. Safe usage of the ritual for arcanists and mass production of the ritual for the humans.
And to find out the safe way to use it, we have to...
have the power to wield it and minimize the side effects.
This is what Lucy was thinking. The Awakened met the casting requirements of the incantation, and Ulrich succeeded, while the other arcanists did not feel the same miraculous blessing like he did. So as long as we eliminate the side effects, they'll be able to inscribe the incantation and mass produce it for the humans. One problem is, only the Awakened can carry out the experiments, and there's not many of them around. It'll take too long. There's no way to do this in 24 hours. Heck, it could take months or even years. There must be something else we can do.
But you are not an arcanist. Why should you play by their rules?
That was an anime flashback sequence.
Yes, that's right. Let's try a different approach. What if I start with the desired outcome and work backwards to the question?
He crosses out the second step.
The quickest and most efficient way to save everyone is to make them qualified casters of the ritual. They won't even need protective equipment if we can do that. The challenge is, how do we qualify the casting requirements?
He looks at the papers on his desk in desperation.
Medicine Pocket's theory is correct, and there's enough data and supplementary experiments to back it up. The power of arcanists is directly tied to the purity of their bloodline, which is associated with the special cells in their bodies.
This is the icon for the charisma candy, or at least the energy. That little energy icon that you see in the like when you start the game, you know, this is your energy, and you replenish it by eating the charisma candy, or I don't remember exactly how that's spelled, but you get the idea.
Using arcane skills reduces the activity of the cells, but the Picasma extract can reactivate them for extended casting. However, the extract only provides endurance, not power.
There we go, it's Picrasma. I added an extra vowel in there for some reason.
It is physiologically impossible for a low-ranked arcanist to cast a high-ranked skill. That's the reality of it. If we were to compare the power of arcanists to household appliances, let's say their normal voltage is 230 volts, and if the storm immunity ritual were a high-voltage source of 1,000 volts, no, millions of volts, like lightning, the household appliances would be destroyed in an instant.
He is used to simplifying complicated arcane jargon into relatable examples for practical application.
As for the humans, they're not even in the picture. You cannot cast to begin with, and I personally didn't feel any blessing or curse when I recited half of the incantations that day.
He falls back into his chair, rubbing at his temple. The researcher struggles against his defeatist mindset, but the hopelessness is hard to ignore.
Think, how can I get everyone to meet the casting requirements of the ritual? Forget what's theoretically impossible. The Arcanum never gave a damn about certainties. I've been reminded plenty that logic does not apply to things like this.
Irritated, he pushes the papers aside and pulls a book of Arcanum from the mountain of clutter.
It's about shortcuts. Are there records of transcendental rites? Significant celestial events? Sacrificial offerings? Or even pneuma emanating ingredients that could boost the user's casting abilities? Wait, pneuma emanating?
A thought flashes across his mind.
Where have I seen that word before?
He rushes to the bookshelf and starts rummaging through the dusty volumes.
It was in the files Ulrich told me to read. The Timekeeper's report from the Aegean Sea. Those islanders call the storm the Emanation. Why? The Emanation. Emanation. Just what is emanating out?
The door swings open with a loud bang, causing him to jump in surprise. The towering stack of books next to the door tumbles over as if nudged by an invisible force. Then he hears a familiar sound. Shuffling footsteps from the hallway outside, sticky and wet. Great.
What the? Dawkins, I hope you know this is not the time to catch up. That is if you're able to talk at all. No! Let go! I've just come up with an idea! Leave me alone!
He braces himself against the... Oh god. The lag. There was a bit of lag there. He braces himself against the desk, straining to resist being thrown out of the room. He squirms across, stretching his fingers until he finally reaches the red button.
Somebody! Help! You're not really here for revenge. And it wasn't you who pushed away the books and opened the door. The invisible ghost. Victor, did you do that?
The colossal muddy gingerbread man nods, surprisingly docile. Beside him, a whiteboard marker in the air begins to write on the wall. Yeah, it's me. Then the marker turns its tip and points at the door. Enigma does as his friend suggests and walks out into the hallway. Outside, people are talking and laughing with genuine joy on their faces.
Ah, Researcher Adler!
A figure in a shiny uniform suddenly stops nearby. Enigma recognizes her as the unfortunate colleague who works with Medicine Pocket. Oh, unfortunate, alright.
Any progress?
Yes, Researcher Medicine Pocket has proved their theory right.
They have successfully found the asymmetrical nuclide R in the air before the storm, even if only a trace.
What did you say?
They came up with the idea because the nuclide was initially found in the raindrop samples of the storm. They deduced it also exists in the air before the storm occurs, like the water droplets in the atmosphere before rain. So now, we can extract it directly from the air, without waiting for the Timekeeper to bring the raindrops to us. This will help us a lot in the mass production of the protective gear.
She trails off as she notices the look on his face.
No way. The emanation. Asymmetrical nuclide R. She was right. The ritual works. Any arcanist can use it. And the solution was right in front of us. I didn't need to boost the caster's abilities. With the right setup and materials, the world before the storm is already an enormous stage for performing the ritual. It's like a charged pylon just needing a cable.
Mr. Adler?
The man slips past her and starts running toward the other end of the corridor.
Thank you, Miss Whoever. And thanks for letting me know, Dawkins and Victor.
The technician looks around but sees no one. Nearby, a muddy head and a floating pen emerge from the door. Well, Enigma makes his way to the airlock door.
It's me, Ulrich. Let me in. I need to see Madame Lucy. Tell her, I found a way to transcend the limit. We don't have time. I'll spare you the technicalities and explain it straight.
He pops off the marker cap and draws a few lines on the board, exuding confidence with every stroke.
Our biggest problem is the limit of the bloodline. Low-rank arcanists can't command high-rank arcane rituals, similar to how household appliances can't withstand what's beyond their designated voltage. In most cases, the caster can only use their own arcane circuits that run through their inherited bloodline. But what if the caster were in a special electric field? What if we used existing circuits on the outside and put the caster into a greater circuit? What if we factored in the entire planet and used the atmosphere to split the current flowing through us by adding more appliances to the circuit?
Don't be ridiculous, Adler. We are not household appliances.
The ferrofluid frowns, questioning the premises of Enigma's proposal.
Hold on, let me finish.
Lucy listens intently. That's, I would assume. Oh, there we go. She listens without a word, giving him some courage to go on. He draws a big circle next to the little person on the board.
24 hours before the storm, the entire world is charged with abundant arcane energy. It becomes a space emanating pneuma, a cloud ready to discharge, a special electric field. Look at asymmetrical nuclide R. The key to the storm immunity was inside the storm all along. And look at how the Mandragora is the antidote to its own poison. The solution can be hidden in the question itself. The arcane energy a caster inherently lacks can be borrowed from the surroundings during the storm. We just need a way to induct that energy. And Laplace happens to have all the data for the calculations. The observation systems we've built over the past 8 years have not been in vain. First, we derive a formula to determine the pneuma needed from the storm based on the arcanist lineage. Then, we'll design a converter to transform the external pneuma into what they can use. They will no longer be bound by their limits. With just one calculation and one conversion, we can turn anyone into a capable caster.
He excitedly stretches out his arms and ends his epic monologue. It is a good thing that emotions cannot be read on an awakened being's face.
I knew I shouldn't have wasted my time listening to you. What are you saying, Adler? You made up a confusing story, then drew conclusions from it.
The second part is purely theoretical, I admit. But the basis of my theory is correct, and I have read Medicine Pocket's paper.
But Arcanum is not electricity! You're too caught up in your excitement to remember the basics. You know nothing about Arcanum.
It's still a form of energy, yes? No one here knows what the storm is, but we do know that it's a massive arcane energy field. We can harness it, much like arcanists use arrays to amplify their incantations.
Wow, integrating the in-game mechanics into the actual story. Holy shit.
I see what researcher Adler is trying to say. A creative solution indeed.
The director gets up from her chair and intervenes.
But ma'am...
Do not worry, Ulrich. I also have noticed that humans could be smart and stupid at the same time. Perhaps that is why they need to have their work peer-reviewed.
That is both an insult and a praise at the same time. God, Lucy, you can just...
Saying? works.
She nods amicably, pleased that her recent oh my god. Pleased that her recently improved interpersonal skills have come in handy.
There is a type of electrophotography invented by Semyon Kurlian and his wife Valentina Kurlian in 1939 that depicts the energy field surrounding an object or body. It was later used by Laplace as a method of measuring arcane power, notably for the storm observation systems. Through it, we are able to capture and measure the arcane light or aura that is invisible to the naked eye.
Wasting no more time on meditation, the robot comes to a conclusion.
The plan of researcher Adler is feasible. Laplace also has the technology to support it. We have the storm observation stations, the capable casters, and the best mathematicians. Ulrich, please ask Miss Tider to lead the calculations, then experiment outside the safe zone and record the Pneuma constant needed for casting the incantation.
Ooh, will we actually meet John Tidor? Oh my god. Tidor is like one of my favorite, she's a very, very minor character, and she only, I'm not gonna spoil it, I'm just gonna show you guys if, and only if, Tidor shows up.
And do not give the incantation to anyone. I doubt they can resist trying it.
Ulrich lets out a reluctant hum and leaves the room as instructed.
Simone, please contact Researcher X. His balancing helmet could be the prototype for our converter. That helmet balances the energy field in and out of our bodies, and was once used to protect researchers working with dangerous arcane skills. We could boost its power and use it as a substitute for Adler's converter. But we should postpone their testing request until we have completed our experiments on the side effects.
Her assistant gives a quick nod and begins drafting the notice. The tasks are quickly assigned to the right people in less than a minute. Only one person seems to have been left out.
What about me, ma'am? Should I go with the calculations team or help with the converter?
He takes a tentative step forward, curious about his role in this endeavor.
Right. I wanted to talk about that. You have proven to us the value of human thoughts and perspectives. I am glad that your struggles with the bottle did not damage your brain, Adler. I am confident that your discoveries will save many lives in the storm once implemented.
The bottle? But it's been 7 years.
She just keeps on smiling.
But you overlooked one thing in your plan. What about your people? The humans who can never cast incantations.
An apt question.
They were not included in the plan. I just came up with something that took the least steps to reach the desired outcome. To save humans, they'll have to rely on equipment. Only when we have better control over the ritual can we store it on arcane devices for mass production.
Then you should go perfect it.
We only have 16 hours and 30 minutes until the storm. There's not enough time to...
The feasible part of your plan is in motion, and all of Laplace will provide the help we need. We will make it work. As for yourself, perfect your plan so we can save everyone, including the humans. And we only have 16 hours and 30 minutes to find a solution.
The directions are given. Clear, precise, with no room for ambiguity.
Understood. I will think of something. You're right about this one.
He turns and walks away with long, purposeful strides. Behind Lucy, Simone has finished drafting.
There was no way he overlooked his own race. Yet, he still gave up his own people and brought this plan to us. Were we too hard on him?
Were we?
She turns nonchalantly and sits back in her chair.
But I made the right decision.
The internal line rings. The assistant puts down the list of side effects and grabs the phone.
Yes. Yes. We will provide the tech support.
She ends the call with a grave expression on her face.
It was Xeno, Mom. They lost contact with Team Timekeeper 3 hours ago. They're asking us for tech support.
Ah, so this is happening... Yeah, this definitely ties in what's happening over in the island with what's happening here in Laplace now.
They have to make contact with the island immediately.
The mind sinks and floats in an ocean of lethargy. A piece of driftwood would be well timed.
Don't worry, Sophia. It is just a game. I won't be in there for long. You can wait for me on the beach if you want, okay?
The wood dissolves into foam.
No! 37! Don't!
She wakes up on a cold piece of rock.
Where? What happened?
smell of gunpowder hangs heavy in the air. The once magnificent columns are now reduced to rubble and irregular stones. Blood rings in her ears, drowning out all other sounds. Why?
I remember now. The island fell ill, and 6 summoned all the integers to the cleansing ceremony. 37. She went to Apiron. They tended to their missions. I went to the square to pray for them, and then there was an earthquake.
Warplanes thunder above, whipping up debris in the girls' garments in their passing.
The human army? Wasn't the Foundation mediating the disputes? Did they betray us? I need to calm down. I need to find the others. Slow down and breathe. Stability is an essential virtue to becoming an integer. Okay. Let's clean up the place first.
She places a hand on the brass ruler at her waist, and as pious as ever, begins to recite the
Ena
incantation.
estregromot mima. Schematizete otan enosume diosimia.
Nothing happens.
The incantation didn't work? Did they fail to perform the cleansing ceremony?
She stands frozen for what seems like an eternity. Disoriented and unsure, it feels like her world has crumbled beneath her feet. But then, she notices a familiar figure in the distance.
Is that 42?
The man struggles to stand, rambling to the emptiness around him.
No one survives the oblivion.
His hysteria is acting up again. I should help.
Die, you lunatics! This is our land, right from the beginning!
When the smoke clears, 42 is gone.
No. No! Be calm. Be stable. Think. I have to go check on him. I can do this. Stay calm. He is just... He is divided into 2 numbers. 6 and 7. I have to find the others. I have to tell them about 42. Sophia! What are you doing here?
She hears a recognizable voice coming from the ruins. Up on the hill, a woman raises her hand and calls to her.
Get to the shelter! It is at... Miss 18! No! I can't... This can't be happening. I have to keep it together. Move. Sophia, get to the cave. Find... Sophia!
A quiet sob comes from the bushes. A child cowers in the foliage, shaking in terror.
I'm so scared. Everyone's gone crazy. It's okay. I got you. Come out now, Lacey. We will go find the others.
But the child stares at her in a panic, hugging her knees even closer to her chest.
No, I don't want to see them. They will go crazy. Everyone.
Droplet of paint emerges on her face.
Lacey? Your face.
But Lacey brushes her hand away. She turns around and runs deeper into the forest.
Her soul has tilted toward excess. This is wrong. I am the corrector. I have to help her, or she'd get herself killed. I have to right the wrongs here.
The world is warping, painted over with vibrant oil hues. Her headache is splitting. Each step feels like walking on lava.
Come on, Sophia. Keep yourself together. Keep your soul in balance.
She closes her eyes and breathes. Tilt not toward the excess. Lacey has gone out of sight. Only her sobs remain to haunt her mind. Something needs to be done.
37. I must find her. I promised it to her. She is going to be fine. She's a prime number. And prime numbers are not as divisible as the others. She will pass the test of Apiron and receive the transcendental truth. For she is the genius, the wise one, who returns. We will right the wrongs and restore things to how they were.
A ray of light breaks through the darkness.
Sophia! You really waited for me! What happened to your clothes? Did you fall on your way here?
As always, she tilts her head curiously. She has not yet seen the chaos of war. She remains innocent, untouched by the dust of the phenomenal world.
37, I'm so glad to see you. You passed the test. You did it.
You seem emotional. Why? I told you it wasn't going to be difficult.
37. Things don't seem right out there.
Sophia desperately grabs 37's arm.
37, you have seen Apiron, right? You asked the question, didn't you?
37 blinks, too focused to spare a glance at the world outside. For she is busy sharing her findings with a close friend.
Yes, and I got the answer. The answer that will save us from the emanation once and for all. And the answer is...
Is that it? The one true answer from Apiron is a string of numbers?
37 nods, having just recited the last number.
Yes, because the transcendental truth is beyond the limit of our mortal flesh. It cannot be described by words, seen by eyes, interpreted by logic, or perceived by the senses. It is passed to us in a form we can understand. Numbers. This is the key to the truth. Give me some time and I can decode it.
Warplanes still roar in the sky. Smoke still chokes the air. Her lungs burn with every breath she takes. Time is ticking and people are dying. Helplessly, mercilessly.
Time. 37. How long do you need?
A month or a week. I will spend all my time working on it. It is not an easy question. Could be the hardest one I've ever dealt with in my life. But I will get there. And then we will be freed from all these problems once and for all. Even if we don't know its meaning yet, it will eventually lead us to the kingdom of truth.
She stops her enthusiastic explanation and looks at her friend worriedly.
Sophia? Why are you crying?
Because we don't have time, 37. Sophia looks up at her. Tears stream down her cheeks.
That long? 37. A truth that distant won't change. What's in front of us now?
She breaks free from her friend's grasp and races into the smoke and dust of the phenomenal world. She no longer knows why she's running. She no longer knows the purpose of her existence. She only knows the wild, fiery sensation rising in her chest.
No. Calm yourself, Sophia. I have to.
You seem astray, child.
Oh no. A detached figure looks on from the ruins of the beach, unperturbed by the chaos. Hey, sexy, but we have something heavy to discuss at the moment.
And sad. What pains you so? Has the truth not graced thee with its miracles?
37 stands dazed on the beach. She looks around at the familiar island. The once pristine shores are now cluttered with the debris of human weapons.
How did this happen? I passed the test. I was granted the truth. I have the answer with me. What did I do wrong?
No, 37. None of this was your fault. Hysteria has come to this island, and people are caught up in it. It is the storm syndrome, taking the form of war.
The mind is growing increasingly tense. The situation has gone far beyond expectations.
Has it been 6 hours since we entered the cave? That strange dream. It lasted longer than I thought.
6 gave 2 hours to leave, and now 6 hours have gone by. But the islanders and the visitors are all too wrapped up in their own misery to notice.
This is bad. The plan we have with Zeno.
This objective is of the utmost importance. But where's the team now?
37. I have to go.
I have to find Sophia.
She dashes into the forest, desperately searching for any sign of her red-headed friend. Just as she goes further, a faint call stops her.
37.
Oh, shit!
6, you seem...
The leader looks even paler than usual. His robe is in tatters and his crown covered in dirt. He rests his back against a broken pillar, gazing up at her.
Have you passed the test? On what question did you seek its knowledge? And what answer did it give you?
You know when 6 said that 37's world is going to crumble and will no longer be how she recognized it? I did not think Apiron meant that literally. Stunned by everything she's just been through, 37 recites the numbers for the 3rd time, still a little dazed. He listens intently and falls into a silence.
6, weren't you going to perform the cleansing ceremony? And Sophia, she...
37 trails off as she notices the dark fluid seeping from his robe.
Please come up to me, Miss Verton. I wish to have a word with you.
His voice is gentle, but his expression is grave. A gash runs across his stomach, his robe soaked in crimson.
50 strides from here, on the semicircle square, you will find your friends and the rest of our people. I have done as much cleansing as I could. If nothing goes wrong, he will regain consciousness soon.
May I know what happened during the cleansing ceremony? 37 and I each had a bizarre dream after the earthquake. Did everyone on the island fall asleep too?
The island's order is forged by our faith, and now that faith has been broken, that is all there is to it.
What did you say?
Upon our arrival, I sensed a large-scale ritual surrounding the island. At the circle you kept talking about, was it broken during the ceremony?
No, the ceremony was just a ceremony. It was never the source of our faith. Our journey was ended by the same thing that began it, Miss Verton.
He whispers softly without looking at 37.
Which is the truth.
The waves crash onto the shore, bringing debris from the plains with them.
It doth not surprise me. The wise, so blinded by their pursuit of knowledge, they oft neglect the harshness of reality, a common downfall of the contemplative. Pray tell, in the midst of such overwhelming destruction, where has their vaunted wisdom gone? And what good does it bring in this final hour? I can hear thy weeping and bellowing within, Miss Sophia. Many a time you have knelt at the temple of truth, devoted yourself, prayed for your people, and withstood the tribulations set upon you, all for the betterment of others. Thy character is without reproach.
She lifts her hand, smiling. Above, the roar of warplanes persists.
Yet the truth has never deemed you worthy, has it?
No, that's not.
She wants to leave, but her feet are rooted in the sand. She wishes to defy, but her body refuses to budge. And where would she possibly go after all this?
You shall be granted a greater opportunity, a blessing that befits thy devotion.
Her unsettling tone causes the girl to instinctively step back.
No, that's a violation of the scripture. We shouldn't.
The scripture? Yet you were never truly counted as one of them, do you not agree? As evidenced by the decision that truth hath made. No one escapes their fate, as ever.
I don't understand.
She looks at Six, eyes wide in disbelief. And that bottle was the same bottle, I would presume, that 37 threw into the ocean all those years ago. Sophia's number is the square root of 2. Oh my god. He has just effectively declared that their faith is dead.
I know the answer given to Mama was right. The transcendental law is gone and the supreme existence is in chaos. This caused our model to fail and allowed the discord in the phenomenal world to affect the essence of things.
And that is also the same conclusion that Six's group came to when they were basically underground.
But did the truth really fall apart? Chaos is also a form of truth, is it not? Just like how irrational numbers are numbers. Despite our dislike of them, they still exist and cannot be denied.
She steps forward, hoping for an answer.
But how? How did this become the destruction of our people's faith?
Six still does not look at her.
You will hear no answer from me, 37. For that is not the question worthy of your attention. Do you still remember what you answered to me in the cave?
She nods, holding back the whirlwind of questions in her mind. She kneels beside him and takes his hand in hers, gazing at him with intense focus. Her eyes are still glittering like the stars above, unaffected by the tumultuous waves below.
That would be enough then.
There's a hint of relief in his tone.
Don't waste your time on the collapse of the faith. Don't question yourself because others think differently. Walk onto the path you have chosen.
Oh my god, that is like one of the harsher ways to put it, Six. Yeah, sure, everyone else around you is dead, but, you know, you have your path. You might as well go forward.
You have done nothing wrong.
This is a lesson that takes time to understand, one that can't be grasped so quickly. She blinks softly, holding the lesson close to her heart.
Miss Verton, I'm afraid I must trouble you for a favor.
He weakly places his hand over his wound, and a faint glow of his arcane power coalesces in his palm. But it only lasts a moment, like a shooting star disappearing into the night.
As you can see, I can hardly take part in this matter for any longer. Should the situation turn for the worse, please take 37 to safety and assist her in decoding the numbers.
You have my word.
It is a weighty request with unspoken implications. The leader nods, looking on to the distant ruins. His empty blue eyes are getting dimmer by the minute.
We are born facing a choice. Either we restrain ourselves and strive for harmony and discipline, or succumb to destruction fueled by passion and madness. Though the former may be challenging, the latter will only plunge us into eternal darkness. From 1 to 10, each number has its moral purpose and mission. Among them, only 6 was chosen to be the leader.
Because 6 stands for balance.
Yes, we must pay heed to the balance between passion and reason, so as to stay on the right path and not be led astray by the calling of our blood. For generations, we committed ourselves to the scripture and stayed true to what we pledged. We left the trivialities and troubles of the phenomenal world behind. and served the Supreme Existence with the fruits of our knowledge. This kind of faith was how the island prospered, and it was the source of our salvation. Through diligent practice and contemplation, we managed to remain secluded and independent from the rest of the world.
The irrational numbers that your people rarely appreciate. Are they faced with a different path? A path of passion and madness?
The leader nods slightly, acknowledging her speculation.
We have been long isolated from the outside world by one emanation after another. 4 years ago, we tried to seek proof in the outside world, but failed. We regrettably lost some of our best scholars and friends in the process. However, it was not the failed attempt that led to this upsetting situation, but a crisis from within. Now with our ship capsized and our scale fallen, I am no longer able to reconcile the tilt of people's hearts and souls. We will be divided. The fanatics from the foreign lands can finally spread their hatred amongst the ruins of our shattered beliefs.
I will stop Manus Vindictae.
Six closes his eyes, face now pale as the pillar behind him.
Forget not your promise, Miss Verton.
Footsteps approach from the distance. Six recognizes them. They are the fractions who weren't taken to the cleansing ceremony, and the apprentices still seeking their numbers. But they're dressed completely differently now.
6. We came to bid you farewell. Everything happened here proves you to be an incapable leader. Your preachings of moderation and reconciliation were nothing but excuses for cowardice. Where were you when the humans dropped bombs on us? What did your cleansing do to help us? If those virtues are meant to be the virtues of an integer, then I would prefer to be a fraction.
Please listen. The integers were unconscious during the attack because the ceremony was...
Out of my way, 37. You knew nothing about what happened. You were in that cave having fun with your little games. The envoy from Manus Vindictae was right. We have grown too complacent on the island and have forgotten how to fight. We foolishly believed that staying out of conflicts would guarantee us everlasting peace. Now, open your eyes to the humans' atrocities against us. How can we not seek revenge for our spilled blood? We must act and reclaim what was taken from ours. That is the true meaning of salvation.
Their anger continues to escalate. 37 shakes her head firmly, refusing to back down.
It is true that I was absent earlier, but please listen to me. Everything will get better because I already have the truth with me.
The truth? What good will it do right now? Will it drive out the humans? Will it reclaim our home? Will it bring back our deceased friends? Pasastas ortas gonias isas alilesine.
The man recites an incantation, a simple spell derived from the truth that anyone in Aperon could cast on their first day. But now that their fate has crumbled, the radiance is no longer there.
What salvation did your truth bring when steel pierced our chests? Manus Vindictae granted us the power to fight back. What did the Foundation do?
One angry question after another. Sticky, slimy fluids seep through their masks.
Don't waste your time with these integers. The Foundation's envoy is here. It is clear they have taken the side of the humans. Kill the envoy, cut off her head, and bring it to our mother.
What? You? The mask has robbed them of reason. There's no point in talking further. Take 6 to safety, 37. I'm the one they are after.
Then how are you going to...
I will meet with Sonetta at the square. Miss Radio is with them, and we will contact our people from there. Don't worry. We had a plan against the Manus, and we can still carry it out. Now, on my mark, run!
The flames of war rage along the shore. Humans, Manus Vindictae and Aperon believers all consumed by the madness. The pains from their storm syndromes have bled into the sea, creating a disordered mixture of colors. The flash of artillery and the glow of Arcanum collide. Dead, infected sea critters litter the shore, like a tableau of an abstract painting.
Where are you going, 37?
The sightless woman inquires with concern. Under her care, the leader's bleeding has finally ceased.
Please take care of 6 for me, Madam Morta. I have to go find Sophia.
Not caring about anything else, she runs into the smoke. Gunfire and explosions fill the air. The angry battle cries of former Aperon believers, now in Manus attire, echo in all directions.
Die, humans!
The explosion knocks her off balance. She stumbles onto the gravel. A pair of hands reaches out to her.
Are you alright, 37? Can you get on your feet?
Sophia!
Finally, the voice she's been searching for fills her with relief. She happily reaches for her hands, but stops abruptly, uncertain.
Did you change your clothes?
Oh boy, we're gonna see Manus Sophia shortly. Oh dear god, she's even hotter here. Holy shit, oh no. See, this is why people don't exactly have a problem with Arcanist group, because, you know, if evil, why hot? You know? Yeah. She pushes down the cacophony of emotions swelling inside her. Where to begin?
I have found my number, 37. Your calculation was correct, as always.
You found it! That's good!
She accepts the news without hesitation, her face lighting up with a genuine smile.
I always wanted to tell you. It is a great number. The number of a herald, prophet, and pioneer. When it was first discovered, mathematics was nearly destroyed. But luckily, it also spurred advancements in the field.
She stops, no longer rambling on about numbers, and sincerely gazes into her friend's emerald eyes.
Are we still friends, Sophia?
Sophia smiles, smiling that she's still the same, even now. She knows so much, yet knows so little.
Yes, 37. We still are. But there are more important matters I must tend to.
A bomber howls over their heads, the pilot laughing hysterically. The plane is covered in thick layers of paint, its wings curled and twisted.
This is ours! The land we discovered!
The pilot has spotted the two targets of the barren rocks below, with two explosives prepared for release. Sophia does not flinch or retreat. Instead, her fingers wrap gently around the tiny idol. The bomber detonates in the sky, taking the young pilot with it.
Sophia, your power and your luck.
I must leave now, 37. Lady Arcana has shown me another path.
No! No! Why are you leaving too? Is it because our circle has been broken? But I found the truth. I have the final solution. Just give me a little more time and everything will be fine again, I promise.
She closes her eyes. The scripture still lingers in her mind.
You and I are different, 37. Not all of us have the privilege to look on from the sidelines.
She clenches her tiny idol. A thick, tar-like substance seeps out from her body. In an instant, the bombers are wiped out completely.
Sophia, you...
Before we continue on, let me just take a quick screenshot. There we go. She can't prolong the inevitable any longer. She knows that. This is the last thing she wants.
I will join Manus Vindictae, take others with me, and leave. I will renounce the scripture and seek vengeance in the phenomenal world. Make your move, 37.
Tears roll down her eyes.
If you really are the genius who can overcome anything, prove it to me. Stop me. Transcend me. Defeat me.
She is literally asking her
Crush
to be killed right
to
here.
dust.
Why, Sophia? Why must we fight each other?
This was preordained. I am an irrational number. An obstacle in the pursuit of truth. I have accepted my fate, abandoned my scriptures, and embraced the path I should have chosen. Let neither side hold back, 37.
No! No! This is wrong!
The explosions have finally ceased. The planes rest alongside the geometric bodies in the sea, sinking into an everlasting sea. The roars of battle are no more. All that remains is the crashing of the waves against the shore.
Why did you spare me, 37? Why did you show mercy? You weren't supposed to!
The battle ended quickly. 37's geometric brilliance has only left a tear on her friend's robes. Rather, a tear.
Because I don't want to fight you, Sophia! Why? Why do we have to do this?
Her voice is filled with anguish, probably for the first time since ever. Sophia looks down in a long silence, then gently shakes her head.
I'm sorry, 37. I have gone beyond reason, beyond cure. I must have been out of my mind to make you fight me. Your hands were never meant for violence. They were meant for upholding the truth. As for me, I'm the one who clears the dust off the path, as fate foretold. Goodbye, my beloved friend.
She no longer wavers or looks back. Her shoulders tremble, but she strides toward the Manus with determination.
It is time. Please clean up the beach as quickly as possible. We will depart soon, as Lady Arcana has instructed.
South! Miss Sophia!
The team finally reunites. Sonetta arrives, heaving from trying to catch up to the scene. She had her own battles elsewhere on the island. That strange dream has taken its toll on her, and now she is holding her pen, silently questioning Sophia with a piercing glare.
We all have our own purpose to fulfill, Miss Sonetto.
She walks right past her.
I will not fight you this time, but I will draw steel the next we meet.
The new members of the Manus Vindictae have left. They did clean up the beach. Every trace of humanity has been wiped clean. Only rock and metal debris remain.
I don't understand any of this.
She slumps to the ground and stares blankly into the distance.
The truth transcends all and is above all trivial matters of a phenomenal world. Guides us to enlightenment and protects us from evil and misfortune. Does it not? This is what I have always believed, so I went seeking for it. It is finally in my hands. But now...
She buries her face between her knees, on the verge of sobbing.
What went wrong? Was it my fault? Isn't this how the truth is supposed to work?
It is not an easy question for an off-island visitor to answer. However, one thing is for
The truth has
certain.
not abandoned you, 37. You haven't used the key yet, have you? It is still coded.
The key...
37 is helped up from the ground.
Lilia has verified Arcana's location. She is still on this island. We still have a chance to stop her, before it's truly too late. We should go now, Sonetto. We have 15 more hours until the storm.
And we're gonna cut it here. Oh boy. Sophia has turned to the dark side of the Force, and 37 simply cannot handle the weight of her actions, or more appropriately, the consequences of what she did. And, well, seems we have more to do on this chapter than I thought, but we are sadly out of time, and we're just going to continue that next week. So if you guys like what you saw and you want to see more, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.